Hello everyone, with the Jamaica here. Welcome to this updated video on the weather across Jamaica and the Caribbean. It is Thursday evening, June 29, 2023. Now before we jump into it, please ensure that you guys like the video, share it, subscribe and tap the notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I post a brand new video. Feel free to leave a comment down in the comment section letting me know what the has been like in your ear recently. Also feel free to ask any weather related question that you might have about the future of the weather in your specific area. I respond to all comments and I really live for this stuff. Alright, so let us take a look at the surface map of the Atlantic for this evening. We can see that we have one tropical wave right there across portions of the central Caribbean, and we have another tropical wave right there to the east of the Caribbean, not to mention another tropical wave right there off the coast of Africa. Taking a look at the visible satellite images before the sun went down, we can see the clouds associated with that tropical wave across portions of the central Caribbean, now bringing overcast skies, showers and thunderstorms to sections of Hispaniola, Puerto Rico and majority of the Leeward Islands. You can also see the clouds associated with that other tropical wave right there to the northeast of Suriname and French Guiana, not to mention the clouds associated with that next tropical wave right there to the west of Africa. We'll be talking more about the weather across the Caribbean later on. Let's focus our attention on the prediction that was made in yesterday's video about the weather across Jamaica for today. So it was stated in yesterday's video that we would have received some afternoon rainfall across sections of some eastern, central and western parishes in Jamaica, with a slight bias across southern parishes, especially with that upper level wind shear from the GFS coming in from the north. And what ended up happening, a post was made on our Twitter page at 3:05 p.m. highlighting the infrared satellite images showing clouds bring overcast skies, showers and thunderstorms. You know, the sparkling white dots represent lightning flashes if not lightning strikes. So we definitely got that overcast skies, showers and thunderstorms across sections of some eastern, central and western parishes, with majority of southern Jamaica getting in on the action, not so much across northern Jamaica. So definitely across sections of Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, Clarendon, Manchester for sure, St. Elizabeth and even portions of Westmoreland. And we even have confirmation from some of our commenters. Chirpy stating, thunder rolling here in Mona but not much in the way of showers, yet we continue to pray. Lady J, yes my love, we're getting it in South Manchester, yeah. Brielle stating storm in Mandeville again, no man rain, heavy winds, lightning and thunder, yo it frightening bad. Then Fest Genius stating we got it heavily once again. Even on our Facebook page we had Shade Bridgeman stating raining in or that should be raining in St. Catherine. Even on our Instagram page we had our commenters confirming the rainfall. Toria Dennis stating thunderstorm in Mandeville again. Then other comments from Empress Gia stating raining my side. Kim Law, lightning and thunder in a Mandeville, I am scared. Keeping ahead, Kemar, rain did a beat over Central Village today. Then Karine Spencer, raining now in St. Elizabeth. Then Sweet Angeli, this looked like hurricane in Mandeville. So we can see all of those sparkling white dots, especially across sections of Mandeville right there next to St. Elizabeth. So it definitely indeed got in on some deep convection just as the models predicted yesterday. And if we take a look at the visible satellite images before the sun went down, we can see where for the majority of the north and the eastern side of the island, St. Thomas, Portland, we had more clear skies, while it was the central, south central and southwestern parishes that got in on the action. And we can see even right now the clouds are starting to dissipate. Only a few upper level clouds right there across sections of Manchester and St. Elizabeth at this time, maybe wrapping up with some dew or drizzle. Alright, so let's just take a look at the temperatures for tonight. We can see that we have 28 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 27 degrees Celsius in Kingston, and as usual as the night progresses these temperatures should be getting lower. As relates to the temperature forecast for tomorrow, we can see Jamaica embedded in some slight yellow shades at 18 on Friday on both the Euro and the GFS malls. And we know that when they are both showing the same thing, the chance of it actually happening are much higher. So we see them both showing 1 degree Celsius above average temperatures across the island of Jamaica for tomorrow. I know that the average temperatures for the month of June across Jamaica is about 90 degrees Fahrenheit. And when we look at the thermometer, that's about the equivalent of 32.2 degrees Celsius. So if we should be receiving at least 1 degree Celsius above normal temperatures for tomorrow, we should be receiving anywhere from 32.2 to 33.2 degrees Celsius. Alright, so let us take a look at the dry air map right now. We can see that we still have a lot of moist air across majority of the Caribbean as indicated by those blue shades. We know the dry air is represented by the yellows, then the oranges, then the reds and the white. Within those reds, that's the most intense. So we can see some dry air across portions of the Gulf of Mexico, not much across Jamaica, some across the eastern Caribbean, with the most intense dry air as indicated by the reds and whites right there of the northwestern coast of Africa. As relates to the Saharan dust forecast, we can see that 2 p.m. on Friday has some Saharan dust making its way into portions of the eastern and central Caribbean, not much across Jamaica as yet. Maybe around Saturday is when we start to get in on our Saharan dust. Either way, we do see some brown shades right there that indicate some hazy skies, so some of this might trigger some asthmatic issues, sinusitis, allergies, whatever the case may be across some spots. So ensure that you take necessary precautions, have your meds ready just in case. Taking a look at the wave forecast for Jamaica for Friday 12 p.m. on both the Euro and the GFS, we see lots of blue shades stretching from the eastern to the western portion of the island. They represent anywhere from 0.5 to at least 1.5 meter wave heights, and that's due to the fact that we'll still be receiving some up to, let's say, 20 knot winds at most surrounding the island, coming in from the east or maybe even the east southeast across the island. Either way, we do see all of that air piling up across sections of some central and western parishes in Jamaica. So definitely some afternoon convection could take place across those spots, and we know that that diurnal convection, that daytime heating, will contribute to that afternoon convection, especially across central and western Jamaica. And with the upper level wind shear coming in from the southwest, we can see the wind shear coming in, moving from a southwest to a northeast kind of fashion on both the Euro and the GFS for 1 p.m. on Friday. So whatever convection develops across central and western Jamaica during the afternoon, they're going to be blown off towards the northeast, bringing more overcast sky showers and thunderstorms to sections of some northern parishes in Jamaica. So definitely more rainfall in store for Portland, St. Mary, St. Anne, Trelawney, St. James and Hanover than what's expected on the south coast. And with the winds coming in from the east, whatever cloud cover coming in from off the sea should make its way across the eastern parishes, St. Thomas and Portland. And remember, we have a tropical wave right there across portions of the central Caribbean, and majority of these usually move towards the west. So by the time it gets to Jamaica tomorrow, we're definitely in for some rainfall in the morning. And we do indeed see that rainfall already coming in on the precipitation forecast. This is 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is actually 1 a.m. Jamaica time, Friday morning early. We see some blues across sections of eastern Jamaica, St. Thomas and Portland on the Euro model. We see something similar on the GFS model. So definitely some rainfall, even some isolated thunder showers are possible. Skipping ahead to about 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 7 a.m. Jamaica time, we see much of the same across those same spots. St. Thomas, Portland. Some of this might even spill into sections of Kingston, St. Andrew and St. Mary. Who knows? Skipping ahead to about 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 10 a.m. Jamaica time, we see much of the same on the GFS mall. Eastern parishes, St. Thomas, Portland, some blues making it into sections of Kingston and St. Andrew. See some blues across sections of St. Anne as well. But look at that across the Euro model. Euro is a bit more robust. Yes, we see the consensus, we see the agreement across eastern Jamaica with the blues, but we see more of that coming in across sections of central Jamaica. So that's where we have the disagreement. Now know that when we have disagreement, the chances are very much slim. If we saw both the Euro and the GFS showing the same thing, it would be more believable. But this is a bit unbelievable. It's too soon. 10 a.m. for that deep convection across central Jamaica, ain't no way. And if we actually take a look further to about 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, now we're starting to make more sense, because we know that's after we have that daytime heating in the midday hours. So we'll have like a match striking. So we see more blues that represent some afternoon convection across sections of some central and western parishes, with majority of it across sections of some northern parishes, which makes sense because the upper level wind shear will be coming in from the southwest. So whatever buildup of clouds that we have occurring across inland areas of some central and western parishes, majority of that is going to want to flow over into the northern portions of the island, and we see that very much on the GFS mall. Euro not so much. Euro is as usual showing majority of Jamaica with the blues, but we know it's gonna make more sense because we have seen that wind flow coming in from the east, and we know that upper level wind shear coming in from the southwest. So definitely some northern parishes will be getting in a majority of the rainfall for tomorrow. So eastern parishes, northern parishes, western parishes. That's 1 p.m. Skipping ahead to about 4 p.m. now. We see much of the same on the GFS malls, eastern, northern, western parishes. Not much on the Euroma. We see some spotty blues that represent rainfall here and there. Either way, definitely some rainfall in store for the island of Jamaica for tomorrow. And we see both the Euro and the GFS malls for the accumulated precipitation forecast showing much of the same, searching all the way from eastern Jamaica to western Jamaica, majority of it across northern and eastern Jamaica. Of course, the only difference is that the Euro is showing less in the way of rainfall totals, only about up to 0.75 of an inch of rainfall, while the Euro is showing up to at least 0.6 or more of an inch of rainfall, maybe up even to 1 inch of rainfall as indicated by those red shades. And we're indeed grateful that we're going to be receiving some rainfall from this tropical wave. For tomorrow, we usually receive up to 133 millimeters of rainfall during the month of June across Jamaica. So we'll take all the rainfall that we can get to put some kind of dent in the hydrological drought that we're currently experiencing across the island. Alright, so that's it for the forecast across Jamaica. Let's focus our attention on the rest of the Caribbean. So we don't see much in the way of rainfall across sections of Belize, but we do see some across sections of the Yucatan Peninsula, Guatemala, Mexico, across sections of maybe southern Nicaragua, sections of Colombia as usual, Venezuela, Guyana, Suriname, French Guyana as usual. Not much in the way of rainfall from Guadeloupe southward, so Dominica, St. Lucia, Martinique, St. Vincent, Barbados, Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago finally getting a break from all of that rainfall that they've been receiving from that tropical wave that has moved off towards the north and west, now affecting portions of Puerto Rico, Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Bart's, sections of the US and British Virgin Islands, St. Kitts and Nevis, even sections of Hispaniola getting in on some of that rainfall. But we're still expecting this tropical wave right here, that's to the northeast of Suriname and French Guyana, to make its way westward to affect portions of those very areas that were just pelted by that other tropical wave. So definitely the Windward Islands should be getting in on some more rainfall in the coming days. Let us take a look at the Doppler radar images of the northeastern Caribbean. It should be quite festive for today, considering that they have a tropical wave across those areas. So look at all of that rainfall that section of southern Puerto Rico got in on today. Even section of the British and US Virgin Islands might even have had gotten on some amount of isolated flash flooding. Look at that. Reds and oranges across sections of the US Virgin Islands, sections of St. Kitts, sections of Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, Montserrat, Guadeloupe getting in on some scattered showers here and there. The majority of the heaviest weather associated with this tropical wave was right there off to the south and west of Puerto Rico. Taking a look at the Barbados radar, not much action right now considering that majority of the moisture associated with that tropical wave has moved off to the north and west. Only a few scattered showers here and there, right there across sections of St. Vincent and some passing right there to the south of Barbados. Taking a look at the wider view of Doppler radar images, we can see some amount of afternoon convection, some rainfall that took place across sections of Florida, sections of southern Cuba, that rainfall that we just mentioned across sections of the Yucatan Peninsula, Guatemala, Mexico, and that rainfall right there across sections of Colombia. Taking a look at the temperature forecast for tomorrow, we can see average to some slightly above average temperatures, maybe up to even 3 degrees Celsius above normal temperatures across majority of the Caribbean for tomorrow. This is 18th on Friday, and we see both the Euro and the GFS showing the same thing. So definitely some slightly above normal temperatures across those spots. As relates to the Saharan dust forecast, we can see some amount of Saharan dust across sections of the eastern and central portions of the Caribbean. So stretching from Hispaniola eastward, Puerto Rico, the Leeward Islands, the Windward Islands, the ABC Islands, sections of northern Venezuela, sections of Guyana, might get it on some amount of slightly hazy kind of weather, as indicated by those browns that represent some amount of Saharan dust. Taking a look at the wave forecast for tomorrow, we can see that both the Euro and the GFS malls are showing that the highest waves are indicated by those purples right there to the far south of Hispaniola. That's where the strongest winds are going to be. So we see the purples. The purples usually represent of the 2 meter wave heights. So it makes sense that the yellows on the wind map that represent 25 knots is right where those high wave heights are. So right there to the far south of Hispaniola, that's where the strongest winds will be, while everywhere else should be receiving up to 20 knot winds coming in from the east. And we see that on both the Euro and the GFS models for both the wave and wind maps. As relates to the rain forecast, however, we don't see much in the way of rainfall across sections of the eastern Caribbean. Both rain forecast maps are showing all the rainfall that's expected from now up until 10 p.m. on Friday, and we do see that by evening hours some of that rainfall from that tropical wave should make its way into sections of Guyana, Suriname, sections of Trinidad and Tobago. Some slight rainfall might even make it into sections of Barbados, but areas to the west of there not so much. So clear skies for majority of the eastern Caribbean from Grenada northward, while we still have some amount of rainfall to receive from the tropical wave across sections of the Leeward Islands, Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, portions of Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, spilling into sections of Jamaica, Cuba, and sections of southern Florida might even get in some rainfall as well. We can see more rainfall in store for sections of Guatemala, sections of Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama, Colombia, Venezuela as usual. And we see consensus, we see agreement on both the Euro and the GFS models for both maps in terms of rainfall. And we know that when we have consensus like this, the chances of it actually happening are much higher. Alright, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching.